Football Brisbane has a new team in Capital League 3 this season, and they're from Toowoomba. And I'm very pleased to say that tonight we've got the president of the Willowburn.
Willowburn.
It is Willowburn. I wonder so many people are going to say Willowbank this season, and it's going to rate you. I apologise in advance, but I'm going to be the first of many. Willowburn Football Club. Gerard Alchin, how are you?
Well, thanks, mate. Pleased to be here.
Yes, and thank you for agreeing to have a chat to us on SEQFC. Now, I understand that you are Toowoomba's oldest football club. Is that correct?
That is correct, mate. Established in 1949, and so we had our 70th anniversary last year.
Fantastic, fantastic. How many players have you got at the club?
Mate, men's teams, we have 4 men's teams, 2 competing in Brisbane, 2 competing in Toowoomba. And ladies, we have 1 seniors team. And in terms of our juniors, probably about 80 juniors.
Right. Okay. And you're no stranger to playing teams down the range. You've been involved in the big competitions in the past?
Yeah, that's right, mate. A bit of our history goes back to the old 4X State League. And I believe ourselves and St Albans were involved in that back in the day, and so it feels a bit nostalgic to return to sort of where it all began for us in a lot of ways. And a lot of our guys are really excited about it, but a lot of our old boys have sort of chimed back into the club and are really supportive and are looking forward to a few road trips on the bus with us.
Oh, that's great. Now tell us about the move to the Football Brisbane competition. What was the trigger to get you guys back involved?
Yeah, over the last couple of years, we've experienced quite a rapid growth in our senior men's numbers, and that's due to a whole bunch of reasons. I think our success that definitely attracts players, but I also think got a really healthy club culture, and I think that attracts the right kind of players as well. And so over the last couple of years, we ended up in positions where we had multiple teams in the same division, and it sort of all culminated last year where we had 2 premier teams in the 1 premier division. And so we started exploring the ideas of what it might look like if we did return to Brisbane, and obviously started going through an application process with Football Brisbane and worked in consultation with our local zone. And they were really supportive of the move. And like I said, went through the process, and Football Brisbane were really open for us to join the competition. And by I think it was probably about August last year, we sort of got the tick of approval. And then since then we've sort of been making plans to get ready to go for Capital League and see where that might take us.
Did this decision come from above initially, and then the membership went, yes, what a great idea, or was it player driven?
It was probably a bit of both, I think, from the club committee and also from the players. We definitely want to stay committed in our region and growing the game in our region. But for a lot of our players, they were also seeking a higher brand of football, and they might have missed out in MPL selection or QPL selection with the Thunder. And so this is, I guess, another pathway that they can explore to play at a high level and to see where that might take them as an individual.
And this is, of course, the final piece in the pathway puzzle now. So you've got the local competition, you've got the Football Brisbane competition, and the MPL. So any player playing on the range doesn't really have an excuse to go to Brisbane now, do they?
Yeah, we've actually got a couple of players that are residing in Brisbane that used to play for Willowburn, and they were playing for a number of Brisbane clubs in the last couple of years, but they've actually committed to playing for us, and they've been doing the trek every Tuesday and Thursday and staying at mum and dad's, and they get a nice home-cooked meal, but then they hit the road again on Wednesday morning to get back down there. So that kind of commitment we really appreciate, and we really love that they want to play for us despite the travel.
Fantastic. I'm looking at your jersey in the background. Are you guys, what's your symbol there? What is it on the badge?
That's a magpie. That's our old logo. That was from 2016. So our logo changed and coinciding with our 70th anniversary last year. So But yeah, black and white, or white and black is our colours, and we're a Magpie.
Right. So look out for those matches with Jimboomba. Make sure you sort out your away strips so there's no clashing.
Yeah, well, quick shout out. Vito Sports have been absolutely phenomenal getting our away kit sorted and all our other travel gear sorted. So can't speak highly enough of those guys. Have served us really, really well to get us ready to go.
There you go. Well done. Well done. Now, what type of game can we expect from you guys?
Oh, mate, our coach, Mark Robinson, he sees the game very simple, a simple brand of football, not trying to complicate it. We like to move the ball really quickly, and we like to move it wide. And that's generally our approach to all four squads, and even our lady squads, to be honest. We like to get it out wide as early as we can and shift it back into the middle, and then look for those balls up front. So, without giving too much away, but simple football is probably our philosophy, and not trying to complicate it too much for our players, and high energy and quality football is what we're looking for.
Now, your ground's about 5 minutes away from Clive Berghofer Stadium, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. It's not too far away at all.
What sort of relationship do you have with the Thunder?
Mate, we're really supportive of the Thunder, we've seen a bit of player movement in the off-season. Some of our premier players from the winning team last year have been selected into Thunder and have received a contract. And so we're really excited to see how they'll go this year in the QPL and how they'll play at even that higher level. But contrastly as well, we've seen some players come through to us as well from the Thunder. Our coach from last year, he coached our Premier Men's, Nick Rundle. He's now the under-20s coach at the Thunder. And so himself and Mark had a really good relationship. And so nothing formal has been set up with Thunder, but I think there's possibly an understanding there that, we want to support them as much as we can and see them do well and possibly get promotion back into the NPL. And we'd like to think that maybe they would support us in our endeavours and our initiatives as well.
Yeah, I'm tipping the Thunder for a big year in the FQPL. I think the slightly reduced competition in that, the NPL's a tough game, but the FQPL, I think they'll thrive, and I'm looking forward to them really giving the top of the ladder a bit of a nudge this season.
Yeah, I think they'll definitely be in the makings of the top four there, mate. They've recruited an Italian, Pasquale, I think his name is, and from everything that I've heard, they've had a couple of trial games and training. Everything I've heard, he's quite sharp, and if they can get some good quality players around him, I think they'll give it a good shake-up.
Fantastic. Well, Gerard, thank you so much for the chat. It's I'm really looking forward to seeing what sort of impact you guys can make on the competition this year. Have you set a standard? Have you're happy just to be there, or do you think you can go all the way?
Yeah, we've had a couple of trial games with Centenary Stormers. Last week, our boys travelled down to Broadbeach United. Our local lads have played Westside Groverley. So we've had a couple of games with sort of Cap 2 BPL teams just to get a bit of a gauge as to what I guess we're probably in for. And we haven't looked too much out of place. And so that's really encouraging for us. In terms of where we want to be, I definitely think obviously up the higher end of the table in Cap 3. And we would be thinking that promotion could definitely be on the cards, but without a ball being kicked yet, I guess it's too early to tell. But we definitely have a goal and a vision to keep progressing. And if it's not this year, then shoulder to the plough, and we'll keep working on it next year. But as well as our local guys as well, we want to be playing finals football there as well to be competitive as well. So yeah.
And just finally, let's get to the most important thing. I've been in your clubhouse before, and it's not a bad place to be after a game, is it?
Yeah, no. The boys can get a little bit thirsty at times, and we'd like to think that we're reasonably hospitable to other clubs, and so I guess to all the Brisbane clubs in Cap 3 this year, if you're travelling up the range, stick around. If we don't have the clubhouse open, then join us at the Federal Hotel, who's one of our major sponsors, after the game, and for a meal or for a drink. And they might even put you up in a room if you don't want to drive back. But yeah, we're really looking forward to meeting a whole bunch of new players, and I guess, fingers crossed, being embraced by a whole new football community as well. The guys that we've met so far in a lot of the trial games have been really welcoming of us going to come down there, and we hope that the travel's not too much of an inconvenience for you, but hopefully we can put on some cold drinks and some food for you as well when you come up, and make it a good time for you. Have a good bus trip.
There's a fireplace in the club room, isn't there?
In the old one, yes, but not in the new one. No, we've shifted grounds a couple of years ago, so we're in a new clubhouse now. But it's still a great facility.
Fantastic. All right, Gerard, thank you very much for the chat, and hope you have a fantastic season. Looking forward to it.
No worries. Appreciate it, Darren. Thanks, mate.
All the best.